So hi guys, Shorts and Circuits team. So leo nataka kuwafunza something small here. This is a machine. This is a washing. This is a pressure washer, ile ya car wash. And as you can see, so the client had encountered a problem whereby the machine was not releasing power, ama machine haikuwa inawaka. So kitu ya kwanza kukuja, the first thing is that the client had suggested or had said, or another technician had said that this is the problem. And so we came and replaced it right here. You can see right here, this is a tripping switch. So basically, if there is a problem with the circuit of this particular machine here, this particular switch will trip, and all they needed to do is to come and press it, and the machine comes back to work once they've sorted out the problem. So they had been told by another technician that this is the problem, so we had come with it so that we can replace. And upon replacing, I realized that it is not the problem, because when you do a continuity test between this plug and this plug, because this is just like a circuit breaker, so when it is on, when you do a continuity test between this terminal here and this terminal, it shows that the continuity is good. And when you do, and the same applies to this particular one here, because after we installed it, the system did not work. So the next step is to check whether there was continuity between the machine, which is the motor, and the live or neutral cables, to which also they were not, which means that the motor is working correctly or should be working correctly. So the next step, I checked to see whether our current is working the way it's supposed to be. And so we started with this start and stop switch here. And so basically, when you start your switch, the current that is coming from our supply here should be reflected on the supply that is feeding the motor. So I checked whether the live and neutral terminals are working correctly, and they were also working correctly. So upon coming here, this is our supply cable, the supply that comes from the meter box or consumer unit or the start stop switch. And I checked whether there is power. You can see that I have a tester. I checked whether there is power, and there was power. And basically, for those who know how motors work, this is the in and this is the out. The power goes into the motor and then through the windings and comes back through this cable right here. So I checked whether there is power here, and there was power, and the current goes into the winding and comes back through this sort of neutral cable, comes into this switch, this tripping switch right here, and then it comes through this cable right here, as you can see, and then this power should go back to the source, which is the meter box. And this machine has a protective measure so that when water is not going through the pipes, it also trips. And what is that? And this is this particular appliance that you can see right here. So inside here, let me open it for you. So as I was saying, our neutral comes through here, or our live, or whatever you may want to call it, because it just goes through the winding and comes back through this cable. It comes through this switch here, and then to this terminal, and then comes through this cable, as you can see, and then this cable is this one right here that comes to this particular switch. So this switch does, you can see that we have a button here. So what this switch does is that when the button is not pushed in, it means that the water pressure of this machine, or the water going through this pipe, is going through the pipe the way it is supposed to be. But if we happen to have a blockage, through this pipe, this plug right here will protrude outside, and it will be longer than you can see it right now. And what it will do, it will pull this switch inside like that. And once that is done, our neutral will not be going back to our meter box, and the machine will not work. So when I came, like I said before, I checked whether our switch is working correctly, which it was, but our neutral cable right here had power. And our neutral cable having power can only mean one thing: the neutral or the power is not going back to the source. And the next gadget or the next appliance that was there after this neutral that had power is this one right here, and automatically this became a suspect. And upon opening it, I realized that this switch was pushed in, as you can see that way. So we opened up the pipe so that the pressure can release this switch so that it can go back inside. And after that, we also opened this plug right here. And upon even working with the switch as it is right now, we realized that the water is going out correctly. So in summary, when you have this is just an example, when you have such a machine that is not working and you realize that your neutral has power, you check the next appliance or the next gadget that is there, which in my case was this one, and upon removing it and releasing the pressure that had been created with the water not going through the machine so that it can pressure wash the vehicles or the carpet or whatever they will be washing, upon releasing that pressure, the machine now works correctly because the neutral is going back to its source. And so basically that machine that you see right there, or that you can see a guy using that pressure washer, so that handle is the one that had blocked, hence causing that switch that I had shown you earlier to trip, and that is what was preventing the pressure washer from working the way it is working right now. So thank you guys, and see you in the next video.